Is Just Cause 4 worth the $60 price tag? Well, let's start off with what Just Cause 4 is about. Just Cause 4 is about the infamous character named Rico taking down Oscar Espinosa, an evil leader of a fictional island called Solis. While on this task, you'll create an army of rebels named the Army of Chaos to take down Espinosa's army called the Black Hand. Now let's be honest, it's just Rico going to another country destroying shit like how EA destroys its own games. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people love the Just Cause series, because you're doing things that no other game allows you to do. Whether it's driving a vehicle you want like a forklift or a huge Boeing 77 plane, to putting balloons on an animal and sending him off further than Starman went with the SpaceX rocket. No matter what it is, you can do whatever you want. There's no real restrictions, basically like a sandbox or a playground. Speaking about sandboxes and playgrounds, one new feature in this game is the new tornadoes and sandstorms. I like this addition to the game because it brings a sense of a world that's actually alive, except of course with a bunch of idiots driving into it thinking it's a roller coaster. But anyhow, this addition brings so much things you can do to this game and shows the great physics within the game. I could continue my positives of this game, but the positives can be said for most of the other Just Cause games. So I'll say my negatives, and before I say them, some can be said for the other Just Cause games too. But the reason I'm saying them instead of the positives is because most of them didn't get improved or upgraded. There's a lot of bad ground combat games out there, and I could definitely say this is one of them. It's kind of ironic how you have a Spider-Man-like abilities of a character, but his melee attack is super generic and weak to the point even the weakest enemies take 2 hits to die. It's weaker than EA sales, what I'm trying to say here, but I must say the sniper rifle is pretty fun at times. The Just Cause series isn't really known for having a great story. People play it for the open world sandbox feel of the game, but I mean even the game can approve that statement.
Fuck your story, alright? You know, that's the old way. We're gonna do something that's never been done before.
But overall, even though the story is a weak point for the game, it's not super bad. It's not great, but still not bad either. But definitely better than Fallout 76's story, that's for sure. One thing I wish the developers approved along with the ground combat is the driving and swimming controls. Even though I'll probably show a clip of me driving perfectly, it's just driving straight. One little turn in any direction will make it a 360 no scope. But if that's bad, swimming in this game isn't great either. Now what I mean by that is diving and rising up to the surface. To dive, you have to make the camera look down, and to rise, you must make the camera look up. It sounds simple and easy, but in my opinion, compared to other games with diving and rising up to the surface, this isn't the one, Chief. I really never liked any game that made you mess with the camera to do a certain thing, especially when you're getting shot at by a whole campus full of people. As I speak about swimming in this game, if you have taken notice or seen direct comparison videos of Just Cause 3 and Just Cause 4, you can see the water doesn't look right in this game compared to 3. It seems like there's not too much of a graphical difference between both games. Now I'm not saying there isn't a difference, I'm just saying there is nothing majorly different between the two. But that's just my take on the graphics of this game. Some others see 4 way better, and some see 4 as a downgrade to 3 when it comes to graphics. Like with any other game out there, this one has flaws. At first it wasn't bad, but as time went I had game freezes here and there. One was particularly super bad as it was infinite until I took the game out. But one reoccurring issue is rendering. It's what you expect when you're doing crazy shit like flying around in a wingsuit, but once I noticed it, it became super annoying to me. And what I mean by rendering issues is when you're, let's say, flying in a wingsuit or driving a car, you can see the background still loading in and popping out of nowhere. But overall, these technical issues aren't super bad and not super common, except the rendering issues. But it isn't as bad as Fallout 76's dumpster. Repetition is quite common in some of the missions you have to do. Even though they try their best to make it different, you still got a reoccurring task, which are like hacking these consoles in time, protecting a certain person or a thing from getting destroyed, a lot of the time missions, and etc. Mostly I'm talking about the missions that aren't main missions. Sometimes the main missions can get repetitive too. I'm not a fan of repetition, so that's a negative for me. Overall, I actually enjoyed this game. Even though I gave more negatives than positives, I actually like doing crazy fun shit in this game. The sandbox type of feel, it's really great, and that's what people play the Just Cause game for. It's almost like giving the Teletubbies an AK-47. You know they're gonna do crazy fun shit with it. Actually, no, scratch that. That's a kid's show. That's kind of fucked up. But anyways, getting back into what I'm speaking about. There's a lot of mixed reviews online. I know that for sure, especially from people who played the 3rd, jumping into the 4th. I never played the 3rd, so I can't really speak for the 3rd compared to the 4th, other than that direct comparison video that I've talked about. But I must say that I did play other Just Cause games from the series other than the 3rd. And for any newbie that's trying to get into this game series, they'll actually enjoy this game. I know for sure they'll enjoy this game. But for anybody that played the third, jumping into this one, I can see why you guys dislike this game. So for my ratings, if you're new here, we do 2 ratings. The first rating is 1 through 10. The second rating is it worth it for the giving price point? So for this one, it's $60. For my first rating, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I actually enjoyed this game. Like I said, you know, if you're a newbie, you'll like it as well. But if you're a person that's been into the previous series, especially the third, you might have mixed feelings about this. Some people feel like the series is getting milked. I mean, if it's going to get milked, this is probably the end of it right here. Kind of, because now people got mixed feelings and people probably don't want to jump into the next one. And for my second rating, I'm gonna say a buy. It's kind of tough because I think it's worth $60 in my opinion. But the thing is, to the people who played the third jumping into this one, I'd probably say maybe a wait for sale or pass. You know, I never really played the third, so I can't really speak for that, but I will say from what I've heard online, a lot of people didn't enjoy this one as much as the third, or just people have mixed emotions about it. So I'll probably wait for sale on that, or maybe just pass and forget about this game. But overall, I would say a buy. It's worth $60, especially if you're a newbie to this game series. There's a lot of fun, crazy shit you can do that you're missing out on, and there's not that many really technical issues. So overall, it's a buy. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button. If you want to see more gaming content like this, or just gaming content in general, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and see you for the next video.